14th of January presidential elections, saying that it was not free and fair, and they have secured evidence to defend their case. Now, during the meeting with the newly elected division councillors on the party ticket, the president of NUP, Robert Chagulanyi, also known as Bobby Wine, said that this is meant to test the integrity of the altar of Uganda's judiciary. More details on the story.
Bannaffe wano mu Uganda ne bweru wa Uganda oba tunagenda mu kooti wabaddewo ebirowoozo bya mirundi ebiri ng'abantu abamu bagamba nti ogenda mu kooti okwabira Museveni okuba obululu kyakumala budde kubanga Museveni yalonda abalamuzi bonna tunulira abalamuzi ow'enyiddolo abadde MP wa NRM babadde ba minisita la Faith Monda n'abalala bonna kakati bw'otwalira omusango ate bagutyemule bagusale bagambe Museveni yabbye obululu era nga bamanyi tekooti eyo bw'otunula omusango gwa 2011 ne 2016 gwa Dr. Besigye n'Amama Mbabazi nga balabira ddala ekooti enkulu eya Uganda esala by'amatankani kubanga abalamuzi Museveni abalonda era nga neyaliko Ssaabalamuzi w'eggwanga Professor Kanyamba yakiwandiikako mu kitabo kye njagala obakunga mu kisome bakiyita The Joys and Pleasures of Being Who You Are. Yagamba nti abalamuzi bonna baatula ne basalawo nti mutuufu okulonda okwo kwalina okusazibwamu naye batisibwa amagye era ogenda okeera ku makya nga banne be basazeewo okulonda kusazibwemu nga beekyusiza era ne bigenda bwe bityo. Kale no nga bagamba kyogenda mu kooti kubanga ate okuyamba mwami Museveni ageyo agambe kati Bobi Wine twamwagula n'agenda ne mu kooti naye ne tumwagula katuliwo mu butuufu. Naye ate abalala ne bagamba nedda tumanyi nti kati lino eggwanga lyabannakyemalira Museveni yawamba eggwanga n'awamba n'ebitongole bya gavumenti byonna naye era ng'obubaka bwe nabawanga nga tumanyi ti mwami byabakama oyo gwe bakozesa yali prosecutor mu musango gwe basibirako Dr. Besigye nga bamuwayiriza okukwata omukazi yali mwami byabakama mugende musome ebyafaayo byaffe naye kati ne bamusula ne bamuteeka wano nga yasalawo ani awangudde okulonda era mwamulaba mwami byabakama nga gyagamba temulina kukozesa langi ya redi kubanga langi y'abantu balala yali mwami byabakama yakwata ekkubo of course mubumenyi bw'abateeka nagenda nabuza candidate omu ngayagalamu olukusa ateketege kye bayita scientific election yali mwami byabakama yatukolokota nti tumenya amateeka ga covid n'ayita bakandidate bonna naye nga tayise Museveni yali mwami byabakama mu bumenyi bw'amateeka n'agamba nze kati ŋŋaanidde okukola campaign mu district ezaali zeetooloddewo yali mwami byabakama eyayawukana kwate gwe twatuvumirira ennyo mwami Kasujja si Kigundu yali Kasujja yakeera ku makya n'agamba nti amagye bwe gaba tegavudde mu kulonda ngenda kwongerayo ngenda kusazaamu okulonda kuno yali omugenzi.
Now, in more news tonight, the International Criminal Court is set to deliver a verdict in the trial of Dominic Ongwen on 4th February 2021. Due to public interest in this case, the International Criminal Court will this time provide a video link in some parts of northern Uganda for community viewing. Now, Dominic Ongwen is charged with 70 counts, including war crimes, crimes against humanity, among other offences. The alleged offences were committed in northern Uganda, and this report details more.
It's now over 10 years since the trial of Dominic Ongwen at the International Criminal Court in Hague. The prosecution was concluded last year. Dominic Ongwen is facing 70 charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity, among others. However, he pleaded not guilty to the said offence. After pursuing both side submissions for a period of 10 years, International Criminal Court is set to deliver a verdict in the trial of Dominic Ongwen on 4th February 2021. According to Kamara, this time International Criminal Court will provide a video link for the session to enable communities view the live proceedings.
In Gulu, 3 centers, and keep in mind only a population of 200, maximum of 200 will be able to attend one screening.
Over 200 hearings were conducted in this case, where prosecution presented 69 witnesses to pin the accused Dominic Ongwen.
The lawyer for Dominic Ongwen, the lead counsel, Crespos Ayena Odongo, together with his team, presented 54 witnesses, the lawyers for the victims in total of them 4,095 as of June 2020, presented a total of 7 witnesses and experts before the judges.
But what will happen to Ongwen if he is found guilty or acquitted with the charges?
The maximum sentence will be 30 years imprisonment. The ICC cannot give the death penalty. It is not within the ambit of the Rome Statute for the judges to deliver such a verdict.
Dominic Ongwen surrendered himself to authorities in January 2015. However, his leader, Joseph Kony, Okot Odiambo, and others escaped arrest since then. The judgment will be delivered by the Committee of Judges, headed by Justice Bertram Skemit as the presiding judge. The 3 judges had to ensure fairness of the trial and that the rights of both parties and of the victims are respected. The said offences were committed in areas of Acholi, Gulu, Lila, among others. Lydia Chomkama, Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Well, UBC News shall take a short break and we'll be back with more news, so please stay tuned.
Stay connected to the largest 4G network in Uganda, anytime, anywhere, using the Airtel 4G Pocket MiFi, available at only 123,000 Uganda shillings. This comes with 15 GB free, valid for a month. You can connect up to 10 users at a go and still enjoy a shared yet unmatched internet experience. Dial *175*9# to activate free 15 GB. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Connect to the world for free on Ayoba. Chat with friends for free. Play games all day for free. Jam to Ziki for free. You can also send money through Ayoba. Absolutely no MBs needed. To download the app, visit www.mtn.co.ug/mymtn and select Ayoba.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news tonight on UBC TV. Now, in more news, a section of leaders in Isingiro District want President Museveni to institute a committee of inquiry into a recently concluded general elections to establish whether genuinely the people of Isingiro voted or not. Now, they also want him to investigate the actions of highly placed executive member of cabinet, whom they accuse of being at the center of the confusion that marred the Isingiro elections. Short of that, the leaders do not rule out likely defections to the opposition in the NRM stronghold best of Isingiro district. Details in this report.
Isingiro district has been at crossroads ever since the just concluded presidential and parliamentary elections. Endless demonstrations spilling over to other constituencies have been witnessed, with the electorates disputing the outcomes of the parliamentary polls. A section of the leaders in the district now want President Museveni to institute a committee of inquiry to ascertain the cause of this unrest.
I'm here to appeal to His Excellency the President to put in place a committee to come and investigate whether really the so-called candidate Rwamirama and other so-called people who went through in Isingiro and those who are frustrated were there elections as they're supposed to be, as enshrined in the Constitution of Uganda and the NRM Constitution? Were there elections? Was it pre-ticking or there was elections?
The leaders claim many of the people never exercised their constitutional right to vote leaders of their choice. The demonstrations in the district are an outward expression of dissatisfaction of the electoral results.
We're likely to have an explosion of opposition within Isingiro. I appeal to the President to come and investigate this so that their hearts can be put to rest, so that people can be assured that there is a government behind them. Otherwise, we all are looking now, if, for example, you are not needing for Wamirama, you can't survive in Isingiro.
Otherwise, the bitterness, the anger that is in Isingiro as I'm speaking now, if the opposition can take advantage of that, as I'm speaking now, to register members of the opposition in Isingiro, NRM party would be very, very, very surprised and shocked.
They all pinpoint at a prominent member of the executive hailing from the region, whom they accuse of masterminding the elections to have his own people go through.
If you can know the actions of Rwamirama behind doors, you will believe me that Rwamirama's plan from now onwards is to ensure that he overthrows the government, he overthrows the NRM, renders the NRM unpopular, and eventually he takes over.
Speaking to a local TV station recently, State Minister Bright Rwamirama insisted that elections in Isingiro were free and fair.
Somebody making those allegations is just a loser, maybe who is trying to hide behind the truth.
Rwamirama was also quick at challenging those holding a contrary view to adduce evidence of the alleged vote rigging and ballot stuffing.
And let him tender evidence. Those are just mere allegations. I'm a senior cadre. I know what it means to support your party.
Despite of the challenge placed before them, to the contrary, the leaders also accuse Rwamirama for undermining the will of the people by supporting independent candidates as opposed to the NRM principles. It's against this background that they want President Museveni to investigate him.
The President can cause investigations and we all go and audit the actions of Rwamirama. Rwamirama's actions, if you can see the number of people he supports, he's the one who has brought FDC in Isingiro, he has brought NUP in Isingiro.
Stay connected to the largest 4G network in Uganda, anytime, anywhere, using the Airtel 4G Pocket MiFi, available at only 123,000 Uganda shillings. This comes with 15 GB free, valid for a month. You can connect up to 10 users at a go and still enjoy a shared yet unmatched internet experience. Dial *175*9# to activate free 15 GB. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
It's still the news tonight, and we're streaming live on YouTube and broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, in the world of business, oil and gas stakeholders from the public and private sector have launched a micro, small and medium enterprises business linkages project. The initiative, which focuses on empowering local businesses, communities, seeks to ensure that the benefits of the oil and gas sector reach the wider population. Now, Dennis Sigor has a report.
Small and medium enterprises business linkages on East African crude oil pipeline project along the East African crude oil pipeline aims at enabling the business community benefit from the oil and gas sector. It is estimated that the project will create about 500 jobs along the pipeline.
As a result of the discovery of oil and gas resources in Uganda and the planned investments to develop these resources, including the ECOP, there is an expectation of a significant economic upturn, as well as the creation of new jobs and business opportunities. The reality, however, will be different if the local MSMEs do not have the capacity and experience to participate in oil and gas activities.
By the time the work starts, we should have done enough ground to ensure that these Ugandans can participate. Now, the participation this project is about is not specifically participation of individuals, but it is a participation of business enterprises. And business enterprises and the private sector are a very important aspect of Uganda's growth. That's why this is a very important project in that regard.
Funded by the African Development Bank to a tune of 1.8 billion Ugandan shillings, the project will run for 2 years. A specific group of business community targeting to participate in the oil and gas value chain will be trained in order to foster resilient enterprises.
There is a deliberate focus on women and youth in this project. And you realize that there is a focus of at least 200 enterprises that are led by women and youth for gender mainstreaming purposes. The new job opportunities created for about 500 people, Juliet talked about this, and that is also a great opportunity. Even as we talk about enterprises building their capacity, there is also that aspect.
A similar initiative is to be implemented in Tanzania to business communities along the EACOP from the Mutukula border to the port of Tanga.
The grant was provided in response to a request from Uganda and Tanzania for assistance in preparing local business communities to be able to retain a portion of the 3.5 billion investment in the construction of a crude oil pipeline from Hoima in western Uganda to Tanga on the coast of Tanzania, as agreed by the two governments in 2016.
The Petroleum Authority Uganda, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, and the Alberta and Graben Oil and Gas Districts Association signed an endorsement board in Mubende district as a symbol of commitment towards collaboration for the success of the project. Dennis Igoa and Robin Yoso for UBC News in Mubende.
Now in the world of sports, Uganda under-20 national football team will play against Tanzania and Namibia in a mini tournament as part of the preparations for their upcoming AFCON encounter that will climax February this year in Mauritania. The team will travel to Tanzania on Monday 1st February and will head to Mauritania on 10th February immediately after the tournament. Earlier, the Hippos played 2 practice matches against KCCA FC where they outclassed the league giants 3-2 and 4-3. The team will continue intensifying drills in other games against URA FC and Vipers SC on Saturday and Sunday. Now, Hippos will lock horns in Group A where they will face off hosts Mauritania, Cameroon and Mozambique in their competition. Now, Bashir Mutiaba, Hippos spokesperson, says that the clash in Tanzania will help build confidence amongst the players ahead of the AFCON. And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock bulletin. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Join us later on at 10 p.m. for an in-depth bulletin. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold Mugalu Muhammad on sign language. From the team, we must say see you at 10.
Seriously ennaku zino zonna abeera nsibidde entafa atankulako entalo.
Akutya nti wandi mukiike nnamba.
Afande Joshua Jakira.